Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your November 2015 General Tarotscope. It's Raina here. And I think that there's going to be a lot of activity in your natural 10th house of career because Venus and Mars are both entering this sector during November. Venus goes there on the 8th of the month and Mars on the 12th. And so for you, since you rule this house, this is a natural, comfortable place for you to be busy climbing that ladder of success and doing your thing on the career front. There is also a full moon in Gemini, 3 degrees at Gemini, on the 25th of November, and this falls into your workplace sector, the sixth house, also deals with health and your routines on a daily basis. And so this could increase your workload. And with that 10th house activity, it might be quite a prosperous month for you, actually, in a lot of ways. But definitely, you might see yourself as more ambitious and also more charming when it comes to being seen by the public. You know, the 10th house is at the top of the chart and it relates to how we appear to others in the world. I also think that with a lot of 11th house activity that this is a good time to network, and it can even relate to your career because you're going to have Mercury in the 11th house until the 20th of the month. And so this is a great time to connect with people, contact them if you are in sales, if you have your own business, if you are in the corporate world where you have to network. This is a perfect time for that. And there will be a new moon in this sector on 11/11. So that's certainly some sort of sign, isn't it? The 11th house, a new moon there on 11/11. And that's at 19 degrees of Scorpio. So, new beginnings in friendships, that's what this house also represents. It also represents hopes and wishes. So, anything that you want to make manifest in 2016, why don't you use this new moon to set intentions for that? I wanted to talk briefly about the fact that the sun will be entering your 12th house on the 22nd of November. Of course, for the first 3 weeks, it will be also in your 11th house of friends, groups, hopes and wishes, networking. So that enhances the energy that I had just spoken of regarding contacting groups of people. But when it goes into the 12th house, it's almost the exact opposite type of energy. It's a very contemplative energy, a very quiet energy, a time for reflection, a time for maybe looking at things that you haven't looked at for a while that are beneath the surface that you might not want to bring out into the light of day, but you must. Because after Sagittarius comes your sign, and then it starts a whole new cycle. And this is why we have the 12th house, so that we can kind of get rid of those cobwebs. And then we are free to start a whole new chapter in our lives. And Mercury is likewise going into this sector a couple of days before the sun on the 20th. And when it goes into the 12th house, it can lead to you having anxiety that you just can't put your finger on. And, Capricorn is not necessarily an anxiety ridden sign, I would say. I think there's more likely being plagued with pessimism at times rather than actual anxiety. But sometimes when we don't deal with things, it festers and then it takes the form of uncomfortable feelings, but we just don't know how to deal with them. I think that the best thing to do is to sit with whatever comes up and not to try to run away from it. And of course, the typical things that are recommended are meditation, but also physical activities that purify the chakra system, like, for instance, hatha yoga. And Reiki is an energy treatment that can help dissolve some of these blockages and maybe even lessen anxiety. But I think that with that activity in your 10th house, I think that you're going to be busy enough that this will not overwhelm you. But I wanted to mention that you now have Saturn in this 12th house, and therefore an energy of feeling a vague sense of restriction that is not related to anything on the conscious level may be something that you're going to have to contend with until 2017 when it leaves Sagittarius and enters your own sign. Now, you are ruled by Saturn, so Saturn isn't a foreign energy to you at all. It's just that in the 12th house, it's not something conscious. When it goes into your first house, I think you will be one of the few signs where it actually is an incredible enhancement on the conscious level. You know, it is an enhancement for everyone's life if they use the energy wisely, but for some signs, it can seem like a rather heavy, kind of demanding type of energy. I don't think it will be so for you when it hits your first house, but in the 12th house, it can feel like there is something that is a burden that you have no clue of. And until you really kind of address it, it may not feel all that great. So I do recommend that you really search your soul. And I think that Capricorns are very capable of that because there are so many gurus of the Indian variety that are Capricorns that are well known that it's amazing. So I think that Capricorn, because it is disciplined and because it is the last earth sign, it has the ability to really kind of be grounded and yet at the same time be profound. Martin Luther King was a Capricorn and he is a guru of sorts to a lot of people. And so I think that this is going to be a very productive month for you as well as a rather serious month. But I don't think a Capricorn would have it any other way. So that's great. Now, as for the cards I picked for you, the first one is the Knight of Cups, and this is your current state of being. And interestingly enough, this is like somebody who likes to recite poetry, and this is supposed to be you. So you must be acting out of character, and it makes me think that some of you are in love and you're kind of intoxicated with love, and so it's causing you to be much more lovey dovey than you would typically be. For other people, it might just be that you are extra sensitive for some reason. Maybe it's that 12th house activity, I don't know. But the accompanying card is the Hangman in reverse. And so this is like saying, get off the cross already. If you have been in some kind of relationship that is not working out, and this could actually relate to the job front as well. If you're in an unsuitable job or you're not getting the recognition or the pay or whatever that you deserve, then this card is asking you, how long are you going to martyr yourself? And maybe you have been kind of in a period where you have resisted acting on your impulses, and this is saying now it's time to act. You've been hanging too long. The advice cards, one is the Eight of Swords in reverse, and the other is the Moon card. And the Eight of Swords upright is actually a card of being held back and feeling like you are in bondage. And it could be someone who is in a bad relationship that is feeling very oppressed by this person. It could be if you're stuck on a job that you just absolutely hate. The card is depicting somebody who is really doing it to themselves. And in the reverse position, it's actually like you're going to free yourself. Now, I'm sensing that this may be more on the relationship front than in the workplace, because the accompanying card is the moon card, and this is the card associated with intuition. So it's telling you you have the intuition, especially with that first card with the Knight of Cups. You're really kind of tapping into that unconscious, the collective unconscious. But it might be this emotional bondage more than an actual job that you just are chained to, because the moon, is the intuition and it relates to something that is less tangible. And so maybe there is a relationship that it's on again, off again, just drama laden or that sort of thing. And this card is saying you have the wherewithal to end it for good if you need to and get out of that oppressive situation. And I love the outcome card. It's the Magician card, the card of the conscious co creator, the person who can make anything come to fruition that he or she puts their minds to. So if you do find yourself wanting a change, whether it's a career change or a relationship change, the law of attraction, the power of intention, put these things into use, focus. Don't allow distractions to deter you from your purpose, and you will be successful in the long run. So, Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you would like something personalized using your personal astrological data, you can click on the link below to my website where I have a variety of offerings, including a love reading for $19, a life purpose reading for $26, and money, career reports, all kinds of things. I actually have a combo love and money career report for $30 for a 35-minute audio that I'm offering right now. So take care, you guys. Good luck in November. Bye.